Please pledge the flag.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to begin by introducing our team that we have assembled here at the front. And if you wouldn't mind, Jay, beginning.
Speak louder.
Good evening, I'm Jay Quinn. I'm Assistant Counsel to the Department of Community and Economic Development.
My name is John Espenshade. I'm an attorney with Stevens & Lee. Stevens & Lee was the EIP consultant to DCED.
My name is Art McNulty. I'm a member of the Act 47 team with the Department of Community and Economic Development.
My name is Jonathan Hendrickson. I am also a member of the Act 47 team. I'm a local government policy specialist with the Department of Community and Economic Development.
My name is Ryan Hottenstein with Financial Solutions and affiliate business is Stevens & Lee and am part of the Early Intervention Plan team.
And good evening, I'm the hearing officer this evening, and my name is Marita, Kelley. Many of you have met me before, and I'm a policy manager for the Department of Community and Economic Development, Center for Local Government Services.
My name is Rick Valello. I'm the Executive Director of the Governor Center for Local Government Services. The Act 47 team is part of my department. And for the people in the room, I grew up about 3 miles from here in Upper Darby. Went to Penn State, was the mayor of Lock Haven, Pennsylvania, and now I'm at the Governor Center. So I'm familiar with your borough.
Since this is a hearing, we can only accept testimony, not respond to any questions or challenges at this hearing. Also, those presenting testimony will need to be sworn in by the stenographer. We will do that in mass a little later. Also, if you wouldn't mind, please coming to the podium in pretty much in the order that I call you, or if you raise your hand, we'll move you into the order. And there is a 5-minute limit to your discussion for your testimony, and we do have a timer, not to be rude, just to be efficient and effective. And we're very grateful for anyone that wishes to provide testimony this evening. And just so you know, we did meet with the mayor and borough council members, some employees earlier to define for them what the procedures and protocol was for this hearing. And that's a courtesy that we grant to any municipality that so requests Act 47 municipalities financial recovery program. I would like to commence this hearing to receive testimony on the Borough of Colwyn's request for a determination of distress under the provisions of Act 47, the Municipalities Financial Recovery Act, which I will hereby refer to in the future as Act 47, just for brevity. I would ask the stenographer to make sure that he views the sign-in sheet at the conclusion of the meeting and that we provide a copy to him. So therefore, anyone in attendance that has not signed in, if you could please notify us and let us know, or if someone comes in the meantime, we will need to make sure we get his or her signature. So that's just a little record-keeping activity. Again, I would like to call the public hearing to order. My name is Marita, Kelley. I am the Program Manager of the Governor Center for Local Government Services, and I have been appointed hearing officer by DCD Secretary Dennis Davin. I'd like to introduce our hearing panel this evening. Rick Valello, the Executive Director of the Center for Local Government Services. Art McNulty, Government Policy Specialist. Jonathan Hendrickson, Government Policy Specialist. And Jay Quinn, who is with the DCD Chief Counsel's Office. And I thank you all for joining us this evening and helping us through the testimony this evening. The purpose of the hearing is to gather information on the Borough of Colwyn's financial condition, to assess its financial condition with respect to the policy objectives of Act 47, and to advise the DCD Secretary Davin on his decision on whether to grant the borough's request for a determination of distress. To inform borough officials, employees, and citizens of the Act 47 process. Act 47's policy statement reads as such. It is the Commonwealth's policy to foster the fiscal integrity of municipalities so that they provide for the health, safety, and welfare of their citizens. That includes paying principal and interest on debt obligations, meet the financial obligations to employees, vendors, and suppliers, and provide for proper accounting procedures, budgeting, and tax practices. Just for your information, the hearing process includes the order of testimony. DCED, my opening comments now. The Borough Council members and the Mayor will be first. The Borough Administration or Solicitor would be next. Public comment is next. The Borough's EIP Consultant, Mr. Hottenstein. DC&D's Consultative Report presented by Mr. Hendrickson, and then my closing remarks. The hearing will be conducted in the format of a legislative hearing. Public comment will be limited to 5 minutes, as I mentioned earlier, and we do have a timer. Testimony will not be duplicative of previous provided testimony if possible. DCD officials will not, however, answer questions from witnesses other than on procedural issues. Witness will not have an opportunity to question other witnesses. Written testimony may also be submitted to the hearing panel, as I understand some will be submitted this evening. All testimony needs to relate to the borough's request for a distress determination and current and projected fiscal condition. No personal attacks will be permitted. A transcript of the hearing is being kept. The transcript is part of a formal and final report, which will be submitted to Secretary Dowd. I have asked Brian Hottenstein of Financial Solutions, a subsidiary of Stevens & Lee, the Early Intervention Program Consultant, who also prepared the Emergency Action Plan for the Early Intervention Program. And he will present and recommend a determination for distress under the provision of Act 47's Municipality Financial Recovery Act. Also, Jonathan Hendrickson, Policy Specialist, will present the results of the Department's consultative report on the Department's findings. Please remember, there is a sign-in sheet, as I mentioned earlier, and again, if you see anyone come in during the hearing, if you could please point out to them that there's a sign-in sheet, we'd be grateful for that, especially those in the rear. This public hearing is held in accordance with Act 47 as amended 2014. The hearing today will present testimony relating to the request, which is a signed resolution from the Borough and the Borough Council and Mayor on February 19th. And this request is to make a determination of distress under Act 47. Notice of today's hearing has been published in accordance with the Sunshine Law, and written notice has been provided to members of council, to the mayor, and the borough solicitor. The Act 47 provisions and procedures. The Act 47 will provide technical assistance and legal remedies for municipalities experiencing fiscal distress. If Colwyn, sorry, I never pronounced it correctly, I'm from Pittsburgh. If Colwyn is declared distressed, Act 47 provides for the development of a plan to address the borough's financial problems. The plan is a comprehensive document covering all aspects of the borough's operation. It will be unique to Colwyn's needs, problems, and circumstances. Act 47 provides a state-funded coordinator to develop a financial recovery plan. The coordinator may be a consultant or a DCD staff member. The coordinator will have expertise in local government, administration, finance, municipal services, and community and economic development. The plan coordinator will work in close coordination with municipal officials and employee groups. These meetings are usually weekly at the onset of the implementation, and then may go bi-weekly as we get later into the implementation. The plan will be presented to municipalities at a public hearing and for subsequent action. Municipalities may adopt the plan developed by the coordinator or develop its own plan that must be accepted by DCD. Any plan adopted must address the borough's fiscal position and provide remedies to alleviate the distressed condition. Failure to adopt a plan will result in the withholding of state funds, and they may result in the appointment of a receiver. The coordinator oversees plan implementation and works in concert with the municipal officials to implement plan recommendations. Keep in mind that everyone, particularly on our staff at this table, will also be working with the coordinator on a weekly basis. Failure to faithfully implement a plan can also result in withholding of state funds and the possibility of appointment of a receiver. Act 47 is not a bailout. It requires municipal's fiscal restraint and a commitment by the municipality, its employees and officials to make and sustain improvements in their operation and financial management practices as necessary. Act 47 provides for municipal self-determination. The state does not take over the borough. Borough officials remain in place and the responsibility for the borough and its services under the auspices of state oversight process. Act 47 will not work effectively unless borough officials are prepared to make hard decisions, to set aside politics, and do whatever is best for the borough and its citizens, to participate in regional and cooperative services and programs, to re-examine the changes and operations that may be necessary. With a coordinated approach, however, significant resources can be brought to bear to address the borough's financial problems. As hearing officer, I would like the stenographer to swear in those presenting testimony. Anyone that plans to present testimony must stand and raise the right hand once the stenographer asks. And for those of us who plan on presenting testimony, please stand.
All those who wish to give testimony, please raise your right hand. Do all assembled swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in the matter set before you? Do you swear by God or so affirm?
I do.
The group has been duly sworn in.
Thank you. Now we would like the witnesses to present testimony. We will begin with the mayor. Mayor Blue, please address the podium, and please keep in mind there's a 5-minute limit.
How everyone doing? My name is Michael Blue, Mayor Blue. My main concern is the police department, and I feel like we need weapons, we need vehicles, and training, and body armor. That's basically it. You know, we need a lot of stuff over there, you know, to keep the police department going smooth. And that's my main concern.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate it. Council President, would you please address the podium? Or approach the podium to address the audience, sorry.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Paul Meuser. I am the Colwyn Borough Council President. I just wanted to address you in the fashion that we had some financial problems in this town from like probably 2008 to 2013. But currently, with our new team in place, right now we're abreast on all our current obligations. The problem is for them years we fell behind on a lot of financial doings, and that we're trying to get caught up with a lot of our vendors. The team we have in place now is good, and you know we're staying abreast, you know, on our obligations. But we're looking for help, and you know, in a certain time frame, you know, where things became for certain reasons. You know, one of the things was lawsuits, which really hurt the town. We had at one time, I believe, we had 29 lawsuits, but they have diminished, and you know, we're getting back on track financially. Other than that, that's all I have to say.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good job.
Other members of council, if you could please raise your hand. Ready?
Yeah. I do want to address the board, or whatever you guys are from the Department of Economic Development. The problem in Colwyn is probably about 20 years coming, okay, where the employees basically told the bosses what to do. And that is kind of a little bit of the problem we have now, but it's not quite as bad. And then, for some reason, we hired so many people. Like one time I went and had to drop off a check one time, and there was like 6 or 7 people working down there, and I lived here my whole life, and I didn't even know who these people were. And what really happened here is we had a party. Not the residents of the community, but the people who came to work here, and the people who were running the place kind of said, that's okay. It's not, there's a lot of fighting. Every time since the new administration took over a year and a half ago, every cut every cut, no matter how obvious it should have been, was met with opposition. You know, like jobs we have never had was met with opposition. For what reason? Maybe politics, maybe some people don't understand business. I understand business, and the way Colwyn is run, and continues to run now, okay? A business cannot survive when the employees tell the bosses what to do. Now, not all the bosses are always right all the time, but there was a mandate by the people out there in the last election, okay, where we needed to cut. We go in and we try to cut, want to cut more. I think we can cut more, but there's much opposition. And what are you going to do? I don't know what you're going to do. But that seems to be the problem. Like the first night of the meeting, we cut like about $450,000 out of the budget. Real hard cash. And wanted to continue more, but you had people on the other end, they wanted this, that, and the other thing. And my main goal here is to continue to cut. And I as a business person, believe that we can continue to cut, but with the opposition and the factions on council, it makes almost everything impossible. And that's basically one of the problems, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Fred. Oh, can you please provide your name as Councilman? Fred?
Fred.
Fred Lesher, L-E-S-H-E-R.
Thank you, Mr. Lesher, Councilman Lesher. Patricia Williams, did you want to speak? Oh, you want to speak next? Okay. Please state your name.
Massa, Kamara.
Can you please spell your first and last name for the stenographer, please, if you don't mind?
Massa is M-A-S-S-A. Kamara is K-A-M-A-R-A. Massa Kamara, Vice President of the Council of Carving.
You need to speak up, please.
Massa Kamara, K-A-M-A-R-A, Kamara, M-A-S-S-A, Massa. The borough is broke. We are in trouble, so we ask you to come in and help us. We really need help. We cannot do anything because we are broke.